Hello and welcome to Nirmal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Kunal Shah, Head of Commodities Research, joining in. Kunal, welcome to the show. Kunal, let's start overall with the dollar index. It seems that the dollar index is looking offered. It dropped below 94. But do you think the kind of rally that we've seen last week as well, that the index could test levels of 95?
Okay, first of all, I'll just try to explain you what is happening because its markets are very volatile. May it be dollar, may it be commodities, everything is very volatile. So one have to understand there are two things which is happening right now. One, the inflation in US is shooting up quite sharply, not just in US, across the world. So there is going to be policy tightening followed by it. The stimulus will get reduced. So that is one theme. And on another theme, China is having their own problem regarding electricity, the power crisis which is going on, which is shooting up commodity prices. So if I'm an aluminum producer and I'm not getting power, then how I'm able to produce aluminum? So this is right now the story of the commodity market, where it seems that the whatever is going through China may be intentional, may be national problem, but it is causing all the havoc in the entire financial market. It's going to be very volatile. The dollar index, I think, for the day can go down and test levels of 93.80 because it has breached 94 right now. But a broader trend for the dollar doesn't seem that it's going to crash and it's going to go quite sharply. So I think 93.80 maximum downside, and then from there it should again go up.
Right. So that's with regards to dollar index. What's the impact that we could see in terms of gold and silver then?
Yeah, so gold and silver, I'm expecting, in evening session to give some bounce back. Gold 46,350, one can buy for the upside target of 46,550, and silver also for the same reason, one can go long around 60,300 with the stop loss of 60,000 and expect it to test levels of 60,750. So for the evening session, I'm recommending buy call for gold and silver.
Right. And Kunal, overall, if you see in terms of base metals as well, overall, again, there has been that volatility, as you already mentioned. Are you expecting this volatility to continue?
Okay. For base metals from last Friday till till this week Thursday, the Chinese markets are off. So whatever
Correct.
volatility we are seeing right now is because of the power crisis. So I'll try to explain everyone what is happening in China. So the one metal which I like the most is the aluminum. So we have given a buy call today morning, and I'll explain you why aluminum looks very attractive to go long. So whenever you want to sell something, aluminum is buy. So for example, the entire aluminum size of aluminum market is 65 million tons, out of which 35%, 35 million ton is basically produced in China. And out of that 35 million tons, 70% of that aluminum is produced in Yunnan province. And Yunnan province is facing the worst power cut right now. So 2 days, 3 days, factories are off there. And Chinese government on the top of all these have announced 10% production cut. So the China's production, which is right now 36 million tons, is going to go down to 33 million tons. So this is very, very bullish trigger for aluminum. So 130 good levels to go long, 134 target, 128 stop loss. So I recommend everybody listening to this webinar can go long in aluminum and expect prices to move up.
Right. So that's with regards to aluminium. Kunal, again on crude prices as well. Do you think global crude oil prices could remain elevated in the medium term? Because currently it's more than $75 per barrel. There is a recovery in the global demand and opening up of economies. That's what we are seeing. US was hit by a hurricane in July end, which resulted in disruption in terms of where production of Gulf of Mexico goes as well. So overall, if you see in terms of the scenario, uh, will we see this uptrend continuing in the short term?
Yeah, so oil, we have a OPEC meeting today, and in OPEC meeting, we are going to see status quo decision by OPEC. 4 lakh barrels of production going to be increase every month. And right now, looking at the way the power crisis is there, aluminum can, crude oil can go up and test levels of 5,700 to 5,750. So long call for crude oil also today.
Right. So that's a long call coming in with regards to crude oil and anything on the agro commodity front, because earlier when we had spoken as well, soya bean was something that we were looking at on the back of the China crisis. So anything on that?
I think soybean looks in India, in international market, we are seeing a different trend in India. The government is allowed to import the genetic GM soybean, and that's why soybean prices are going down. It can test levels of 5,100 to 200, so you can remain on the short side in soybean.
Right. Kunal, there's one question coming in from Piyush, which is our best pick for today? Stop
Best
loss and
pick
target,
today.
I think he means.
Aluminum. I just give it to you. Aluminum 128 stop loss, and it can test 135, 136.
Right. All right, Kunal.
134 in today's session. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kunal. Thank you so much for sharing those views and strategies. Thank you, participants, for joining in as well.